Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We are taking part in the Thematic Experts meeting, which is a meeting part of the K2 project, Growing Youth Work. And during this project, we are trying to improve the youth work of the workers in youth organizations. And this meeting's purpose is to evaluate to see how the project managers in youth projects can handle the environmental impact, and how do you take into consideration the environmental impact. This meeting is recorded and it will be part of the result of the project, which is going to be on the website of the K2 project, Growing Youth Work. So in order to start the meeting, we are going to discuss a few things with the help of a few questions. And you are going to share from your experience, and this sharing will also help others who are going to watch the... Okay, also we have our last expert here. Hello, Andrei. Hello and welcome.
Welcome. Sorry for the delay. I am here.
Thank you for joining us. So we have the four experts and who have youth organization and who had many projects implemented. And these are Iuliana Pavel. Hello, Iuliana.
Hello.
Alexandru Balan.
Hello.
Hello, Alex. And Raul Dragan. Hello, Alex.
Hey.
Hello, Raul. Sorry. But you're also... Okay. And Andrei Daicer. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Okay. So, as we talked before this meeting, we are going to discuss a few aspects related to the environmental practices, tools, methods that you are using during your project, or how much you use them, how much you take them into consideration. There won't be anything that's too complicated. We just have a really interesting discussion to see how are you handling this aspect during project. Okay, so I'm going to start with a few easy questions, and please, one by one, if you can answer them and tell us what you think relates to it. Is it okay for everyone?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question would be, how important do you think it is to plan a project taking into consideration the environmental impact it can cause? How important is it for you during the planning part? So whoever wants to start.
You want to start? I could if no one.
Yes.
So it's important, I would say, and it's becoming more important. We in our association we have recently started to push more of these practices into the heat exchange, and I'm also interested in learning, maybe also during this meeting, how we can do that to a greater extent. But yeah, I said that it's important, right? Yes.
Thank you, Raul. Iuliana?
Sure.
Yeah, also for us, we have a youth center in Snankov, and we are doing learning activities for young people and children every day, and it's important to design an activity and to think also about the environmental impact. We have a lot of rules at the youth center to close, unplug all the things that we have here, to not use the light, to turn off the light if we are not on the room, to not use plastical cups and plates. We have a lot of rules that we establish with the local and international volunteers, but also with the kids. And we try every time to discuss with the kids and to tell them for what is important, all the rules that we have here.
And also during the project, do you apply these measures or mostly at the youth center?
No, also in all the things that we are doing, in all the projects that we are doing, we try to apply them. I told you about the youth center because we are doing daily activities here, and it's our mainly job. But also during the international mobilities, we are doing the same.
Thank you very much, Alexandra.
You're welcome.
Also for us is very important, like to every youth exchange or training course, we are taking in consideration this. Like for example, we don't have plastic cups. We try to be as sustainable as we can. And also it's important for another aspect, at least here in Romania, when you write an application, you can receive extra point if you write in the application like your plan to take care of the environment. And this is also a good step of the agency, as I see.
Thank you very much. And Andrei?
Yeah, well, I think that my colleagues already said it. It's very, very important also for us, whatever we hear in our center. Also, we try to think about this and we take into consideration. We always try to come up with inventive and more creative ideas how to do it better in this sense. And yeah, many times the youngsters are really creative when it comes to this.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we can go to the next question. It is more related to the participants in the project. And the question is, how do you prepare the participants regarding the environmental practices? How do you prepare the people that are going to take part in the activities?
For example, in our case, we inform like all the information they find in InfoPack. And before the project also we are speaking with our partners. And we'll say like we'll have this, and these are the measures that we want to implement for the project.
In our project, yes, we have a lot of information in the InfoPack, and usually we are doing a meeting with all the participants before the mobility, and in the mobility, in the first day of the mobility, we established the rules of love. Depends how they want to say it, and there we also add some rules that are related with environment protection, just to not use cups. Also, we don't use paper cups in our project. Also, we try to have glass cups, and we try to have it for 1 day, and we try to recycle as much as we can. And we have rules also related with the food. There are people that are eating more than the others, and we try to discuss with the participant just to share the food. If a person are eating less than the other, just to share the remaining food.
Okay, sounds great. You gave a lot of very interesting examples, which are very useful for others who are not very familiar with these practices. Thank you very much. If you would like to add,
We also have
yes, please, Raul.
we also have these practices with my colleagues just shared, and sometimes we also want to not convince them, but we recommend them if that's okay with them and their way of traveling. Maybe they can replace the flights with buses in case they are not coming from Portugal or Spain, but maybe from Croatia, from Bulgaria, from much closer countries. This could also make an impact. But yeah, it's not something that we impose them. It's only if they agree with this. And since we also have the green kind of budget now, maybe we can use it more and more. But yeah, I know you were talking about how do we prepare our participants.
But
Yeah, so we just make them more aware.
this is also a valid point. The green traveling, which is quite new, and the extra budget which is allocated. So, like you said, you try to encourage people to use this green traveling to reach the project and to go back home.
Yeah, making them more aware of the impact that the flights have over the environment. So yeah, maybe they can change their mindset in a way. I think we should also do that because I'm also contributing to the pollution, right? By choosing the flights instead of land transportation. But together with them, we are trying to become more aware of this. Yes, so yeah, we are trying to encourage any of us, not just also the partners. Yeah.
Thank you. Andrei, if you feel like sharing something with us related to this.
Basically, like my colleague said, it's very important to have a communication with the participants before the project and inform them that we are trying to do this. It's not mandatory because if you force them, it's not going to work. So we have to do it in such a way that they think that comes from them is their desire to to save the planet, which is, if you think about it, if you talk with them, if you prepare them in advance, they start to be aware about these things, and they really care about it. If you talk with them and prepare them in advance, and if you know how to talk with them, they are the ones that are starting to do it by themselves. And like I said before, they are the ones creating new methods, new ideas, like on how to, for example, to keep longer their glass, their plastic, their carton glass, how to keep it longer for a longer time, which is, at the first glance of view, seems very, very easy, something very, very easy to keep your glass, carton glass, paper glass from the beginning to the end of the project, but many, many times they're getting lost. So people come up with ideas on how they can actually keep them longer in order not to get lost during the mobilities and so on. And yeah, there are always different ways which they are coming up with, depending from every group. They come with different solutions, so you end up in the end discovering that you have more solutions for the same problem, actually, which is good because if you have more groups, each group will come up with a different idea, which is a solution for the problem that you have, for the same problem that you have. So preparation before the project starts is very, very important because it helps them opening their mind, and they have this mindset already done. So by the time they arrive into the project, in the mobility, they already have it in their minds that they want to do this. So they have much more time to come up with ideas, and they come already set up on this task to be more equal. So it's very, very important, the preparation from before.
So what is happening before the project with the preparation really impacts the implementation of it. Okay.
Exactly.
Now I want to ask you also about the next part, which is the evaluation of the impact and how much it contributed to a change. The question is if you saw some changes in participants after they took part in projects which are somehow connected to environment, or even took part in these practices that you said, like keeping their mugs or having a recycled water bottle or something like this. How much change did you see in the participants? Did it have an impact on them? And did it happen to maintain the practice after it? If you
In my opinion, it's very hard to evaluate the impact if we refer to a mobility, because yes, with us, because they are part and they are feeling that they are part of the community, the project community, they are respecting the rules. But after the project, we are not able to know for sure if they are doing this or not. But what I can tell you is here at the youth center, you can see that, because this is a behavior that if you change it, yes, if you adopt it, you will have it for in long term. And I can tell you that here at the youth center, we are able to see that also kids and the young people, if they see us, that we are follow some rules that are related with the environment protection, they are starting to do it the same. And because they are doing for a long period, they take this with them home. I saw them in the community. I meet them in the park, and I saw them that they are applying this. But in the mobility, it's very, very hard to evaluate if they continue to do it after they leave the project.
This is one of the challenges of the project, to see how we can and how do you evaluate the impact, the environmental impact of the project on the people, on the participants, on the communities. And this would be also another question: um, how do you evaluate this impact? How do you think it's possible to do it, or how do you do it? What methods do you use? Like you gave an example, observations. Yes, this is one of the valid points to evaluate and to see. Do you think there are other tools or other methods, and what else do you use if you have other?
I can tell you what we are doing in our project. After the project, we send e-form or Google Drive form, and we ask the participant to answer to some questions. But of course, the answer, they can choose to be honest or not. Yes, it's because we are not in the same place with the participants, but maybe with the young people that are from our community, and if they were involved in the project, it's easier to see the impact. But if they are not from our community, it's just they answer to a questionnaire, and we need to believe them that actually they did, and they still doing what they said.
So what you're saying, that the community has a really strong impact on the personal choices of the participants during and after the implementation of the project.
Yeah.
Or that it can have.
Can have.
Okay, how about the others? How do you think we can evaluate this, the way the participants act, and related to environmental practices after the project, after the mobilities, after any kind of interaction?
For me, was interesting that in some project I met with the other participants, like one or two, and they say like, look, I still make this stuff that I learned in your project, and he was happy that he learned in that project, and now he's putting in practice. And also I was happy that I see that somebody changed their behavior for this. But it was 1 to 3 cases, like people that I had the chance to meet after. I don't know how is the general opinion.
Okay, so also through observations and to personal interactions with participants, I guess this would be another way to measure it. Like you said, Juliana, with the evaluation form, yes, it's also a valid method. If you have other ideas, or if you use something else, if you have used other things during your project, Raul or Andrei, you can share it. If not, we can move on. So.
Just want to say, like the other said, also it's very, very difficult to evaluate this. But by personally engaging, keeping a close contact with some of the participants after the project, it's possible to know if they are really more interested about it, or if they're keeping these things later or not. This is how we do it. We try to keep contact to as much as possible, as many as possible participants for as long as we can. And yeah, it happened sometimes to have some participants coming again in our projects, and we still talk about this, and they tell us that yes, look, now I am more aware about these things, and they share with us little things that they did or that they are still doing in their lives between these two projects, for example. This is just an example in how we can monitor. But like there is said, it's very, very difficult to monitor it for a long time, for a long period of time. We try to keep personally a contact with them as much as possible. Questionnaires at the end of the project are very good also. It's something that it's very common. People complain a bit that they are too formal sometimes, but you need to, I think we all need to be aware that we have to work also with the formal things, even in the non-formal, because the questionnaires are very, very useful to help us evaluate things. Sometimes, young people, they see it as too formal for non-formal, but these kind of tools are necessary. Unfortunately or fortunately, they are necessary.
Do you think it's important to evaluate the environmental attitude of the participants in all projects, or only for projects which are connected to sustainability or environment?
I think it's important just to add some question. Yes, if the topic of the project is not related with the environment, it's just to add some question, 1 to 3 question in the questionnaire that they need to fill it out after 3-4 months after the project. But it's not to evaluate only this aspect.
Yeah, to be something extra, because it's not the main part of the project, but it is a really important part of all the projects which are applied and written nowadays. Okay, thank you. And I want to talk next and discuss a little bit about a very important key priority for all the projects. And how familiar are you with it? And if you can tell us a few words. It is about the environmental protection and the fight against climate change. This is one of the 4 main priorities, horizontal priorities of the Erasmus Plus program, which is recommended and needs to be integrated in a way or another in the projects which are written. So I would ask you to tell us if you have any kind of experience with applying, coordinating, and managing projects which are connected to this key priority. I will say it again. So it's the environmental protection and the fight against climate change.
Yes, we had several projects on this topic, and also I coordinated a project a key action to project related with this topic. In our mobilities, usually we try to put these priorities on horizontal at horizontal level. That means in each project, doesn't matter the topic, we try to respect and to implement some things that are related with this topic. But for example, this year we had in Affection we had a project directly with this topic on vertical. We had a vertical approach, and we did a youth exchange related with this topic.
Great. So you have some experience, and you take it into consideration and consider it that it's important if you manage to also apply project connected to it.
Mm-hmm. We actually try to implement projects that are connected with the needs of our local community. All the projects that Affection is implementing now, it's connected with what the young people from my community want and need.
Thank you very much for sharing. If somebody else wants to add something related to this.
In our cases, we didn't apply in this kind of topic, but we are preparing for, like we want to apply in the future.
Thank you. And Raul, you want to? Do you have?
Yeah, same as Alex said. We haven't yet coordinated the project on this topic, but we have been a partner in a partnership in several partnerships that use this topic in their projects. I mean, our partners. So we are planning in future, in the, let's say, short term, to also use this topic in our projects in Romania. And we are well aware of this priority of Erasmus Plus, but we haven't actually used it too much in our applications.
Okay, Andrei, do you have something connected to this, like a project or initiative?
Yes, we have many projects like this. It's one of our main topics, I would say. And it's quite interesting that we are trying also to implement these things also in other projects that are not necessary on this topic. So we take elements from the projects that are on this topic, and we try also to insert them somehow in other projects that are not necessary on this particular topic. And we're very happy now that the European Commission through the Erasmus Plus program encourages to have this mindset for ecology in all the projects, not necessarily the ones that are especially dedicated to this. I think it's a very good thing, and it's the effect of all the other projects that everybody else did in many years before. It's like a result of the work of all the organizations or all the people that worked in this type of projects. So this is why it made it possible nowadays to have it this initiative of the European Commission to insert in all the projects a part for ecology.
Thank you. I would like to ask Juliana and Andrei, because you said you have a little bit more experience with coordinating projects, even K2 projects. If you can tell us a few words about one project which stood out, which was or is connected to the environmental aspects or the environmental protection. Something that stood out, and a few words about the purpose of the project and some materials that resulted from it, just to have an idea where we can stand with this direction.
Yeah, of course, I can share with you the mobilities that we had this year was developed on 3 levels. We want to give to the young people the experience to share and to think how is to respect the environment and to respect all the things that are around them, starting from their self, how to respect myself, how to respect the others, and how to respect the nature. Those was the 3 levels of the project. It was implemented in Fredel. As I told you, it was a youth exchange, and it was part of our youth accreditation. And the other one, the key action 2, it was because we just ended up in April this year, and I work with Andrei on this project, and the main objective of this project was to give to the young people the opportunity to better understand for what reason they need to respect the environment. We did a lot of things. We create and we develop a lot of materials. We have a toolkit with and we explain to the others youth workers and teachers how to implement summer school. We have a e-learning platform, and on that platform we created tools, a tool that young people and who wants doesn't matter who wants to use it, they can just check if their city are eco-friendly or not. We develop a e-learning course, and they can go on the platform and they can do it. We create a lot of materials. It was a project on 20 months, for 20 months.
Okay, so a lot of consistent materials connected to protection of the environment, or like some other tools or methods to help, like you said, youth workers. Thank you very much for sharing. And
You're
also,
welcome.
if you can tell us a few words, Andrei, if you have a project that comes to your mind connected to this.
Well, like I said, also we worked together on that project, on Green Act project, which was Connection 2. But I would like to say something now about generally type of youth exchanges that we do on the topic of ecology, because we usually go into the north part of Romania and we implement the projects there in the area, which is a very beautiful region. It has a lot of mountains and green areas, forests, and we use the area in order to bring the people there, bring the youngsters to the mountains, and to show them by doing, actively engaging them in activities, in outdoor activities. We try to raise awareness, first of all, for them, and this is something that it always had a really nice impact. It helped a lot the purpose of the project, and it had a really big effect on the behavior of the participants, also during the project, but also afterwards. So everybody tells us about those days when we went on the mountains with them, and they really started to like the nature, and they started to be more aware about the fact that the nature is amazing, it's beautiful, but we need to take care of it also. Otherwise, it will disappear. So it's something that I can share, that it has a really nice impact, and it's very, very useful to bring the people into the nature and show them the reality. This is the one thing that makes them really, really aware, and it has a great impact on the people generally. always in all our projects. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share.
I'm familiar with the projects that you made there, and I want to also add the fact that it had the part of collecting the trash when you came back from the walk or the hike. So this also was something that participants can do during activities. Make something pleasant, but also take care of the nature and do something good for it.
Yeah, exactly. There are these kind of activities that combines pleasure with practical things, and they make the things to be nicer and more pleasant for the people in general, and to do it with fun and joy, not to be a burden anymore. Like collecting the trash can be also fun, not only a burden.
And other further actions which can be connected to collecting the trash, for example, creating some objects from the trash and make it in a contest. I guess because this is something also that was done, and I'm familiar. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing, Andrei. And this was all for our meeting. If you would like to share something else that comes to your mind, which can help other youth workers or coordinators in the future, and to take more initiatives in the environmental direction, you are free to do it, and only if you feel like.
I think just only the thing that to try to do to try to discuss with the young people, and if they want to establish some rules to explain to the young people for what reason they put the rules in order just to not be I don't know, one time rules, just to be a behavior actually that the young people can develop with that in that project, to explain them for what reason it's important to have rules related with environment protection.
Okay, so to also motivate them and to convince them why we are doing this, not only to follow without understanding. Okay, thank you. Very nice. And the others, if you feel like sharing something, just like an advice or a final idea.
I can just thank you for inviting me this meeting, and I'm my advice to myself, right? So think more of this priority and adapt it as a practice more in our activities.
Okay, thank you. Alexandru?
Yes, like for me it was an interesting meeting. Like I have learned a lot of stuff from the other people. And my advice is also like let's learn from each other and make the environment better.
And Andrei?
Yeah, I wanted to say also thank you, big thank you for the meeting. It's interesting to have this kind of meetings, and we hope for more in the future, maybe in a bigger format. It's interesting to do them live like this and to be completely open for the audience to come and see. And yeah, maybe in the future also another big topic is not necessarily only on ecology, but I think nowadays this is the most important topic that everybody talks about, because the planet is burning all over the places, especially here in Europe. We still hope that we will save it, but let's be optimistic. But yeah, in the future, maybe these kind of meetings can be more people, and also on other topics, not necessarily focused on ecology. I really liked it and enjoyed it, and thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you very much, Georgiana.
Thank you very much to all. Like I said at the beginning, this meeting is part of the K2 project, Growing Youth Work, and it is going to be posted on the website of our project. It's a long-term project on which we work on multiple results. And I would like to say again, thank you, Juliana from A for Action organization, Alexandru Balan from Go, Raul Dragan from Arti, and Andrei Daicer from DGT, Romania. Thank you very much. I'm going to also put a few words about you and the description of the video so people can contact you and the organizations actually if they need some extra help or have questions to it. Thank you very much to all, and see you in other meetings and projects.
Thank you also.
Thank you.